BMW making an all-new standalone M car is as common as seeing the Loch Ness Monster. It's kind of hard to believe, but it has been over 40 years since the last one was introduced to the world. And that car is the M1, which has become sort of forbidden fruit in the car world, because if you ask most modern car enthusiasts, they probably don't even know what that car is, which is a mid-engined, rear-wheel drive, manual, inline 6, supercar-ish BMW. The M1 was never meant to be a supercar, and actually it wasn't at all. With only 274 horsepower, it didn't meet the power of Lamborghini's Countach, Aston's V8 Vantage, the Bora from the Italian Trident known as Maserati, and Ferrari's 12-cylinder powered 512 BBI. What made the M1 stand out from the rest was the design, but especially that it was a BMW M supercar. Fast forward to 2022 and we still don't have a successor to BMW's forgotten creation, unless you count the 3-cylinder hybrid i8. Wait, actually that could work if they put the S55 engine at the time in a 6-speed manual. But even though we don't have a confirmed successor yet, we do finally have another full M car after 40 years, and this is it.
Wait, what in the HE double hockey sticks is this?
I don't know.
This might be the stupidest car my 2 eyes and left pinky toenail have ever seen.
I mean, it's not that bad, but the reason it exists, actually, yeah, it's the stupidest car ever created. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe down below to help me achieve my dream of becoming a successful YouTuber. I make all types of content on this channel, from everything from car reviews to vlogs to my personal opinions to in-depth redesigns to short videos and even informative videos. So basically every single thing a car guy would want in a YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I make a new video. And also, I'm super sorry that I am not as enthusiastic today, and also my hair is like really messed up right now because I was on an hour bike ride and I came back recently, and I do it every single day, and it's not very good for hair. People that have the fluffy hair know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you want to see my enthusiastic self, that is in my other videos, so make sure you go check them out. Also, I did make a BMW XM video already a few months ago, but I filmed it in December 2021 when the car actually was released, the concept that I am talking about, and it is right here, and it will be linked down in the description down below. I do recommend you check that out because I do give a little bit more information than this video will right here. But in this video, I will give you why the XM is the stupidest car ever made, but actually quite smart. And I'll explain why it's one of the smartest decisions BMW has ever made in their entire history of the company at the end of the video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But here's what we do know about the XM so far. So, it debuts on September 27, 2022, and as soon as it debuts, the order books for the car will already be open, so people can immediately start taking orders as soon as the car debuts. We also do know that it will use a 4.4-liter hybrid twin-turbocharged V8 that we've seen similarly in the M5, the M8, X6M, X5M, and sort of with the new X7 M60, which isn't an M car but still uses an M engine. When it debuts, it will have around 644 horsepower when combining the electric motor and V8, but a version with 750 horsepower will be coming eventually as well, and it will be bigger than the X7, which is currently BMW's largest vehicle that they offer. And the X7 is like humongous and is basically supposed to be the 7 Series of their SUV lineup. And if you're a new BMW enthusiast, I'm a longtime BMW enthusiast, by the way, and if you're a new one, if you didn't know, the 7 Series is like massive, like really massive. The XM is the first standalone M car since the last BMW M1 was made in 1993, so nearly 40 years since we've seen an M car that isn't based off of a mass production BMW model. Around 30 miles in electric only mode is the estimated range according to BMW, and the XM will also use BMW's newest infotainment that is part of the gauge cluster or speedometer, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the iDrive 8 system, which first debuted in the iX and i4 electric vehicles, then made its way into the X7 LCI facelift, the 3 Series LCI, and the new X1 and iX1 electric vehicle, and the new 7 Series and electric i7, and many more models to come. Alright, first, before we get into the points why this is actually the stupidest car ever made and why it's actually sort of smart in a way, I just want to talk about the design because I'm super into car design, and as a long-term BMW car enthusiast, I have some really strong opinions about this car. But if you want more informative stuff about this car rather than what we knew so far that I just listed, go check out this video right here, link in the description down below again. But that video was really old, so this video will be the one that you want to watch. That video, in my opinion, is still pretty good, so I recommend you watch that. I worked really hard on it. So a few weeks ago, or around a month ago, the XM's patents were leaked, and it was exactly what we thought it was going to look like, because back in December of 2021, BMW showed off its all-new concept car called the XM Concept, which is supposed to pave the path for the future M cars. And hopefully that just means the electric part and not the design, because... Now, firstly, I just want to say that I don't completely hate the XM's design because actually, in my opinion, it could have been a lot worse than it is right now in the leaked patents and the current renders that we have that are based on the leaked patents that are actually really accurate. But the concept version of the XM looked a lot worse than the production model that we will be seeing in maybe 8 months or so in your local BMW dealership, something like that. But this is the most realistic render that we have so far that is based on the leaked patent images, and in my eyes, it is a lot better than the concept, which had these huge triangular body panels on each side of the chin, if that makes sense. And one more thing I want to point out is the nostrils. You know I was going to get to it eventually. Comparing the patent images to the front of the concept, the nose has shrunk a lot and has gotten a lot smaller, which is a good thing, but the oversized flared nostrils are actually still pretty huge, but they also do something really cool, and that is that it acts as a running light that surrounds the grille, which is a really cool feature, and I hope a lot more future BMWs will have that. And speaking of that, the electric i7 and pretty sure the combustion engine variant of the 7 Series, the all-new one, actually does have that feature as well. So that is pretty cool, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's just the i7 that has that feature. Another controversial design feature that has caused a ton of rage amongst car enthusiasts is the split headlight design, which is a huge trend that is going around with literally almost all car companies right now. Keyword, I said almost. There are still a few that still haven't caught on to the trend, which again is a good thing and not a bad thing. Most of the time it's a good thing because sometimes the split headlights can actually look really cool. The new BMW X7 LCI and the all-new 7 Series has that design trait already, and now the XM will have it as well. But it also gives the design team some great opportunities to experiment with what they could do with the DRLs, and they could basically do anything they want to give this car a strong identity in the dark without even seeing the entire car. But with the X7 facelift and the new 7 Series, and I'm talking about the 7 Series with the standard front fascia and not the M Sport front end, which actually looks really good in my opinion. Go check out my video on the 7 Series and my opinions about that car. Link in the description down below. You'll really like that video. I tell my opinions all about the new 7 Series because you didn't really expect my opinions on that, so make sure you go check that out. BMW didn't even try to hide the main headlights that actually project light onto the road, which sit under the daytime running lights and in between a little body panel. But with the XM, it looks pretty hidden honestly, which is surprising considering what they did with the facelifted X7. The rear is definitely the best angle of the car in my opinion, and I love the 3-dimensional taillights that were on the concept car, but it did look a little too big on the car. So on the patents, they look a little bit more suited for the road and not so over the top like the concept was, which again, that is a good thing. The exhaust placement is also moved a little bit in the production model, which I do not mind at all because the unique stacked exhaust placements are still staying, which I think are a lot better than two just like, circular exhausts. And if you're a longtime viewer that watches my channel, you know that I love a unique design. Alright, now let's move on to the interior design, and to sum it up,
I love it. I love it. That's all I have to say.
It might be the best car interior I think I've ever seen besides the Bentley Continental GT, or the Genesis G90, or the new 7 Series, or Ferrari 812, but this is the most unique. At least that's what my opinion is about the interior of the concept car. And again, I said concept car because I do not know if that will actually go into production, but good gosh, I really hope it does. Because, well, like, just look at it. It's incredible. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of that sort of thing that you have in, like, the Polar Express, the Northern Lights, I think that's what it's called. It just looks something like that on the roof, with all the LEDs everywhere. It's just so beautiful. I will be really mad if you do not put it into production. So, you don't want an angry monkey knocking at your front door in the middle of the night. But one thing I do not like on the interior is the new iDrive 8 system, which looks like a stretched iPad with no designated integration in the dashboard, and as if it was just glued on there with no thought or effort into designing it. Alright, now it is time for all the reasons why I think it is extremely dumb, and possibly the dumbest car to ever exist. Point number 1, it is bigger than the X7, and the X7 is already just freaking massive, and if you didn't skip through the beginning of the video, you know exactly what I mean by this point. Point number 2, all of BMW's diehard enthusiasts, which I am included in that diehard enthusiast area, we are expecting a Ferrari and Lamborghini rivaling supercars for BMW's new standalone M car for the first time in 40 freaking years. But instead we got this. Not something like this. I think I know which one I want. Point number 3, it is almost as if they tried to make it ugly because of wanting to be different, so it became uglier, trying to stand out from its rivals, therefore even becoming even uglier as a result.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Point number 4, BMW did not make this car for the enthusiasts, but they sort of did. They made it for all the TikTokers and Instagram models and all of the overhyped trash rappers to use in their music videos. But let me explain why they sort of did make it for the enthusiasts. Never have I ever did I believe that I would ever put those words into one sentence in that order. Point number 1, it is the first full M car that is a hybrid. Not a little bitty hybrid system that does the engine start-stop business and makes the car start and stop faster. This is a real hybrid with a real electric motor paired to a real combustion engine. And if you say I'm wrong, just think of what other BMW M cars that are currently on sale that actually have a real hybrid system.
Exactly.
So it's basically sort of a test mule for BMW's next generation fleet of M cars. And if you didn't know, all of them, or at least most of them, will use a hybrid system, such as the upcoming next generation BMW M5, the X-Range M models, and possibly the next generation M3 and M4. My second point is that it'll generate so much revenue because, well, it's an SUV.
And let's go get this money!
But this is a point that is supposed to be good, and the reason why this is a good point is that it'll generate so much revenue from the people that actually have the money to afford something like this, that it will actually generate so much revenue to the point where BMW can actually make something that us enthusiasts want, especially us diehard BMW enthusiasts, and that is an actual successor to the BMW M1. But the XM could have been a lot worse in my opinion, but good gosh, that interior on the concept is just incredible, and I really do hope again that it does make its way into the production model. Also, I just wiped some sweat. It's really hot in the studio area, but it sounds like a pretty awesome machine to me. But that is basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. It is my dream to become a successful YouTuber, and I make all types of content on this channel, from everything from car reviews to vlogs to my personal opinions to redesigning cars to short videos and even informative videos. So basically every single thing a car guy would want in a YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I make a new video. And if you did enjoy today's video, I do hope to see you in a future video, and bye for now. Or most of them use, well, basically every single thing, so basically